That's awesome. Okay, so what do we want to talk about tonight? I don't have anything special planned. I'm just getting my Healy going here. I don't have anything special planned, but um,
I'd like to understand what do they call it, overflow on the pay plan.
the overflow as far as
Spillover.
points,
Yeah, spillover. Yeah.
the spillover. Okay, yeah, we can talk about that. I didn't pull. Let me see if I can before I share my screen. Let me see if I can pull up that. If I can find it.
How far it goes up and how it works and so forth.
Yeah, let me see if
Or
I can.
sponsors.
Okay, so. All right, let me go grab something really quick because I think it's on my external hard drive. Actually, I don't have to grab it. It's right here. Thought it was in my bag. I made that PowerPoint. If I can't find it on here, then I can go to ATP 123 because it's on there.
Oh, okay.
So let me see if I can find it. And
How are you doing today?
good. It's been a good day shipping and trying to get all these green lasers done, and it's been busy. It's good. It's good though. Definitely different energy in the country right now. So I think we're all going to have to get used to that on some level.
Yeah.
But that's what we do best, right?
So have you run your fitness for 59 minutes yet?
I have not. I ran it for 10 minutes this morning and then my phone got interrupted. So I'll run it again, but I like it. I'm not one that just, there's sometimes that I have like, aha, like, oh my gosh, I really feel that like regeneration in the fitness. I love that one. So I felt good. I don't know. I'm thinking that it helped. It's just, again, I didn't have that like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I have to run this every day, but I
Right.
want to. Okay, so let me see if I can find it here and then we'll pull it up. It's going to be under business building on ATP. And oh, and what I did was I have a Zoom call that I did on building with binary. Okay, so I'm still going to have to look less and see if I can.
You're on the management calls, right?
I was not on there today. Oh, and the management calls, no, I get the secondary.
Oh,
I'm
because
not quite.
they said on the Friday thing that they're changing the compensation plan to bring in the top people in network marketing. Do you know anything about that?
They're changing the plan to bring them in. I have
Yeah,
not heard.
should be an incentive to bring in the top people.
Oh, huh.
I thought we already had a fantastic one.
I thought so too. I have no clue what that really means, actually. So, okay, I'm going to try to make this screen. Okay, so once we get into this compensation, obviously there's going to be a lot of questions. So for right now, is there anybody that has questions on anything else before I get into the compensation part? Or is that something that would be help everybody here?
I have a question.
Sure, Libby.
Hi. I'm just brand new. I'm kind of
Okay.
building my story. Is there a place that I can go on your Zoom calls or on ATP 123? I've gone on there to just even start building my business. I'm
Okay.
not
Are
very
you
confident about that at all. I've
are
just
you
been
just
using my Healy.
are you just needing a just more I think in my husband's line of work with car sales, it was fill your lip. Do you need information to fill your lip so that you feel more confident in talking about it? Is that what you need?
Yes, and I don't even understand the right leg, left leg, and I don't expect you to explain all that tonight because
You'll actually get it all here once we get started. So if your
okay,
brain is in a place to
okay,
receive that, then I just don't want to,
well,
I don't want you to be overwhelmed. So at any moment, if you just need to start reading a book or do something, have it playing in the
okay,
background,
all right,
feel free. I don't want to get over your head, but at the same time, I think I've got a pretty simplistic PowerPoint that I've put together that explains how it works. Is there
okay.
anything that you're needing prior to that though? Is
No,
there? was ATP 123 hard to navigate for you?
No, it
It's
was
o-
pretty easy to navigate, and I
Okay.
appreciate also that you guys did the call about the PVs a few weeks ago, because I was trying to find PVs on there for the subscriptions,
And
you know?
they're not in the
Yeah,
website or anything. You have to know, kind of know where to find them. So,
yeah, I
okay, well then
appreciate.
I will dig into this and we'll just go as slow as we need to, I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay, so, and this will be good because that way I'll have another Zoom call regarding compensation that people can go off of. Now, I'm gonna leave this up here unless people need this bigger. Is this big enough for people to see if I'm scrolling through?
That works.
Okay, okay. All right, so in order to get to your compensation plan in your back office, you'll need to go to your back office, sign into your back office, go to My Tools, My Documents, and then you'll just hit the scroll down for, or the drop down menu for compensation plan, and then make sure you have English. I am almost positive that I have the most recent one up there. I know that they've been changing it here or there, but I try to look at the dates every once in a while in the back office and make sure that it's there. But I know that they are changing things here and there. Okay, so okay, so Les, this might be simplistic for you or for everybody on, but Libby, I'm just going to go through it really quick so that you kind of have an idea. Have you done anything with the binary before? Libby, have you been in a
No,
multi?
no,
Have you,
I'm sort of at sea about all this, and I don't want you to have to explain it just to me if everybody else on the call
no,
already knows what
I
it
won't
is.
go into super depth
Okay,
unless you need it at some point, and then we can do it later together.
okay.
But I do want to make sure that everybody, so have you done multi-level business before?
Yes, and I've never been successful at it, so.
Okay, this is the second one that I've been successful at, and it's because it's a binary matrix.
Okay,
So, okay, so in a binary matrix, you have two legs, and in some multi-level businesses, you know, you get brought in and you kind of get put out on the front line, and then you have to build your business completely over here. And those are a lot of the businesses that I've been in the past that I really only got in because I wanted to get better deals on the product. I wasn't necessarily wanting to build a business because I just
yeah,
knew how hard it was going to be to do that. So the binary system is amazing because everybody helps everybody because you only have two legs to work with. And so, of course, as you get higher into the ranks of Healy, they do offer you a couple of positions that then you would have four legs, but that's higher up once you get to a place where you're making some really good money all the time, and it's behoove you to do that. But for the rest of us, the binary is really helpful, and Les wants to know about the spill, and that's what we'll get into. So with a binary, you have you at the top, and then your left and your right leg. You have two legs for your downline. And that puts you in a place where you are either wherever your sponsor is above you is either above you to your right or your left. And that is key for you to know because that's where you might get some spill. Okay, so here's you. So if we go back, just place another, here's you, and then here's you. So you'd have another leg here. I didn't put it on here, but you have another leg. Your sponsor is either going to be up here to your left or up here to your right. So does everybody know where they are at and where they fall in their legs? Is there anybody who doesn't know which side is their sponsor leg? Do you know, Libby? Okay. So when your sponsor signed you up, did they say your power leg or your team
They-
leg? Nothing.
unfortunately, she didn't tell me much of anything, and I
Okay.
didn't know what questions to ask, so.
Okay, and you don't need to know, it is just helpful because you'll see that as we go on, it is helpful. Okay,
Okay.
the reason that's helpful is you're gonna get help from your sponsor above. So remember when I said you have two legs and you get help from above, this is
Yeah.
how. So you have your sponsor above you on either side, and your sponsor, since they've placed you on one of their legs, they only have a choice of placing people on their left or on their right. And so whichever side you're on, they will put you there. or they will put people below you, which you benefit from. They will receive the direct commission, but you'll receive points, and I'll show you how that works. So it is nice to know where you fall, but it's not 100% necessary. I'll show you how you can get beyond that, because we're going to basically teach everybody the same thing when they come in.
Okay.
Okay, so you receive help from your sponsor by them placing people below you. Now, they can't place anybody on your inner leg. Now, remember, if just kind of imagine you've got another leg here that's yours. Your
Mhm.
sponsor can't put anybody there, but they'll be placing people out here onto one of your legs. Most of the time, all the time, in a binary system, you're going to have one leg that completely outshines the other because you have your team help from above, and you're working on your warm call and then warm market and then going into your cold market, to develop this leg. So usually the team leg, the team leg is the leg that your sponsor put you on. That leg usually will outshine the other. Because of that, you're going to get spill from above.
Okay.
Okay, and this just shows that. So here's you, and let's say you put somebody in. Now, there may be a couple of people within your organization that you didn't sponsor. So have you been in your back office
I
recently?
have, yes.
And if you have, you go to the binary genealogy.
Okay.
And I am going to do this really quick. You share. Let's go here to.
Now, Maria, I understand this part. Do I ever get any spillover from their sponsors?
So, okay, so Les, what you're talking about is if you have somebody up, if the sponsor up here, their sponsor.
Right. Do you ever get any spillover from them?
You do. The hard part is usually a team leg has a lot of momentum. So let me give you an example. This is reverse of where I am. My team leg is actually, my sponsor is up to this way, but for this, for doing it like this, I have Chris above me, and then I have Vanessa, and I have Tammy. So I have this really strong leg, but because my leg underneath me has gotten so big that every single one of these people above don't need to put anybody on that team leg. They need to be building their personal team leg. And so rarely do I get people on my outer leg being placed there because the organization itself is so big. But
So
yes,
so they don't have to alternate left and right. They can put them all on the right if they want to.
they can put them wherever, your back office allows you to put them on the right or the left. It will always default to the left if you just click them in and let them become a member. It'll always default to the left, but you can go in and choose for them to go to the right. But yes, your sponsor will potentially at some point put people below you. If they don't, it's not all lost, because we're going to, how I teach it is helpful no matter where you're at. Okay, let me go. Actually, has everybody been, I know that I'm pretty much on the, I know Libby, you're new. We might later, after all this, I'll show you how to get into your binary genealogy so that you can kind of see it. Okay.
Okay. If it's pretty self-explanatory on the back office, I can probably figure it out too.
Yeah, if you go on your dashboard and on the left-hand side, it says my organization.
Mhm.
And then if you click on that, the subset of headings, you'll see binary genealogy.
All right, thank you.
Okay, and then we can help you find hopefully which leg is your sponsor leg or your
Okay.
team leg. Okay, so spillover happens from your sponsor only on that leg. I'm just going to go through these a little bit faster because we were going through them here. Okay, so how does spill affect you? Well, if your sponsor places somebody in that leg that you're on below you, then you will not get the direct commission. Since your sponsor signed that person up through their website, they're going to get the direct commission on that sale. But you will get to count the points that are earned from that sale. So if your sponsor sells a resonance to somebody and places them below you, there will be 1,250 points that now you get to glean a percentage of. So even though
thought
you
the
don't
only-
get the,
I thought the 30% or whatever points went to their commission and the rest of it went into the leg. I didn't think
That-
the full amount did.
yeah, and that's the sponsor. So when the sponsor sells that resonance at 1,250 points, then that 700 and let's say the 1,200, the portion they got paid, the $500 gets, the 500 points gets taken off of that and they get the remaining. But if somebody above you puts somebody below you and they sell a resonance, you automatically have 1,250 points there.
I had no idea that. Wow.
Yeah, so my mom, who said she wasn't going to sell anything and sold 4 last week and a half, whatever it was, crazy. All of those points are thankfully on the leg that I need them on, but all of those points I get to count. Now
Okay,
she will get the points that remain after they've paid her the commission.
right.
Yeah, so when you sell a unit, you get the percentage in direct commission, but then the remaining points get to be added to your leg. And that's, Libby, that's what happens in this one, is that every time there's a sale made, whether it's a subscription or a product, or someone above you puts someone below you and they start selling, you get to reap the benefit of all of those points.
Wow.
Okay, so how does spell affect you? This is the cool part, is that let's say your sponsor put in someone who has a really big market of people, and you get to take advantage of their network, because this person, everything they put on their left and right leg also counts for you. Those points you also get to take advantage of. So even though you didn't get at the direct commission from this sale, you get to reap the benefit of getting paid a percentage on all the points that are accumulated here.
Okay.
The sponsor now took the direct commission off of this sale. And when this person starts selling, again, the sponsor gets to take advantage of all of those points. And that's why binary works, because it's just a continual flow as long as everybody is part of that and wants to build. So like Libby, I'm just pointing you out because you don't necessarily know
Yep.
what the organization looks like.
Right.
Okay, so opposite of your team leg, you have a personal leg. And what I really want you to get into your head today is that every leg becomes somebody's team leg. So really every leg is a team leg, but it's helpful for you to know kind of where you might be getting spill from. Okay, so this would
Yes.
be, if your sponsor were up to your right, then your team leg would be your left leg, and your personal leg would be your right leg. So when you put somebody over here, well, we'll get into that because I keep going. So only you and those you place on your personal leg over here can place partners on this leg. So your sponsor can't put anybody over here. So your sponsor can put people here, and the sponsors above them can put people here, but you are the main head of this personal leg. And so when you bring someone in, you're going to tell them that their right leg, in this instance, their right leg is their team leg, because they will potentially expect to get some spill. We shouldn't expect it, but in this business with this product and getting 80,000 people to sign up in 9 months, I think that we can pretty much guarantee that you're going to expect from your upline at some point. Okay. All right. So since this is your personal leg, it also becomes their team leg. And that's kind of that's why I sort of put this together, because people were saying, well, I only want to be placed on the outside leg. Well, every leg is an outside leg somewhere, and you're never going to get on the outside leg of the company. If you came in under somebody who has a whole bunch of people to put in, like a Gwen Foster in the world, then you automatically had a lot of people put underneath you. Bonus, that doesn't always happen though. So since you're the sponsor, you create the spill for the partners on your personal leg and also on your team leg. So you sponsored this person and you sponsored this person, but this person here may sponsor this person, but you also get to reap the benefits of that. So everybody you bring in, you get to count the points from, and everybody you don't bring in, if they end up on your right or left leg, if they were sponsored by someone else, you get to take advantage of that. Again, that's why this works so well. So then remember when I said every leg becomes a team leg? Well, this person that you put in right here, they have a team leg and they also have a personal leg. But for those people, this will become their team leg.
Mhm.
And then they will have a personal leg. So if you can wrap your brain around that, when I've talked to
can.
people before and I've said, you know, well, they'll say, well, my team leg is my left leg. And I'm like, well, do you know that for sure? Where's your sponsor? But they're just going off of what somebody explained to them as my left leg is my team leg. So they just automatically assume theirs is too, but it literally flip flops back and forth. So you here, this is your team leg. This is your personal team leg. This person here, this is their team leg. This is their personal team leg.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. How do I
Perfect.
find out where my sponsor, which leg my sponsor's on, if I go into the binary?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
some of my slides down here actually show that coming
Okay.
up. So yeah, we'll get into that.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, so this just gives you another explanation of that. Okay, so Healy's hybrid. So this is just another example of
Mhm.
what could happen, and they don't have to all be your people. Okay, let me see here. I want to get down to where, oh, and this is not the one that has the, okay, let me really quickly see if I can find. Okay. I don't know what this is behind here. I need to close this out. Don't save. Okay, let me get back in here. I had two different compensation plans that I put together, and one of them had that, but I think I might just go into, since there's not very many people on the call, I don't have to worry, but it's my mom's back office, but I think I might just go in and show you, because then I can show you real time. And I think that will be easier. So let me share this screen. Okay. All right. So you should be looking at a back office.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So here's that organization tab that I was talking about.
Yeah.
If you click on that and you go down to the binary genealogy, you
Okay.
would think it would be under the tree genealogy. It isn't. It's called binary genealogy, where you actually get to see where people are placed. So when you come in here, then you might look and see if have you already put somebody in your downline?
I have not, no.
Okay, so when you come in here, I want you to look for where are there any green boxes below your name?
Okay,
If there are any green boxes below your name, that is your team leg, because you didn't put them there, but somebody above you did.
yep, okay.
Okay.
So I would be where if I'm in my back office, I would be the top box in this.
Yes. Yeah, let
matrix.
me come down here so that you can see what it would look like. Here's what it would look like. This would be
Okay.
your name here, and you'd have unplaced here and unplaced there. If your sponsor hasn't placed anybody below you, and we know you haven't. So
Right.
if this is your back office, when you get in there and you get into the binary genealogy, you still don't know.
Okay.
You still don't know. But
All right.
if you get into your back office and it looks like this, and
Then I
your name
know.
is up here, and you haven't follow the red line. So here's your one leg and here's your other leg. So if you
Yep.
get into your back office and this one's black, but this
Mhm.
one has somebody, then you know that your sponsor is up this way. If it's reversed,
Okay.
your sponsor is up that way. So
Okay.
the important part of knowing this is that if you do get help and you get spill, you can sort of strategize. I think the best way for all of us to look at business building for ourselves, but then also for the people we're bringing in is to follow 3 simple rules. You put 1 person on each side, and those people need to be somebody who you feel are going to want to share the product.
Okay.
Okay, so put 1 person on each leg. That makes you active. Okay,
Okay.
in order to receive your dual leg and your commissions. The next step is to put 3 people on your team leg.
Okay.
And then the next step is to teach every single person to do the same. So now, based on what I just showed in that PowerPoint, if every leg is a team leg and you're teaching everybody, put 1 person on each leg and 3 people on the team leg before you start going to the other side. And every single person does that. Every single leg becomes a potential of a massive team leg because everybody's building outer legs. So even on your inner leg, you're teaching that person on the inner side, put 1 person
an
on each
outer leg.
side, and then put 3 people on the team leg, which is building your team leg, but it's building their team leg for all those people. They're teaching on their inner leg to do the same. It's just, it's kind of one of those things, if you get caught in the middle and you don't have any sponsors from above and you're not getting any spill, if you start there,
Okay.
every person you bring in, put 1 person on each leg, put 3 people on your team leg. So for you, wherever you put them, and when you go to, let me reduce this down, when you go to Unplaced Partners, I don't think she's got anybody in here. You'll have a username. When you sign somebody up, you'll have somebody in this category, and then it'll say, do you want to place them to your left or to your right? And you
Okay.
have the option. So it's
And
nice
that's
to
where I
know.
would make that choice of the,
Yeah.
what you just said, 1, 2, 3.
If you don't know where your sponsor is, or let's say your sponsor is MIA, they didn't really want to build a business and they kind of just signed you up and left you hanging, then you just get to pick. You just go, okay, I'm going to start putting somebody on my left leg, and then the next person I'm going to put on my right leg. Try to make sure that they're people that are not competing. So
Okay.
never damage a friendship or a relationship for the sake of a binary system, because if you've got Jeannie and Julie and they know each other somehow and you've put them over here, oh my gosh, it would be so much more better serving for every single person if you put Julie over here to help Jeannie, because then they're helping each other. And then you're
Okay.
inspiring that camaraderie instead of, well, I can't believe I'm on the other leg. I mean, all the stuff that
Yeah,
happens.
it makes a lot of sense.
So I usually say put family on 1 leg, even if you don't think they're going to do something, but you want to have them hold a space. Has anybody signed anybody up yet where they had to pay the $49.95? I haven't, so I don't know. I should actually ask my mom if the gal that she signed up had to pay the $49.95, because that was supposed to happen as of January 1st. We were supposed to have to pay for our back office.
But I
So-
think they said that they've continued that till March, but I'm not sure because
That's
active
possible.
legs and so forth, same thing. They said they don't want to put too much on us at this point.
Okay, and that would make sense if they're not requiring us to be active until the end of March. Maybe they're not going to require that.
Yeah, with
So
the
if
new
it's
website.
still free to sign up, then that's definitely initiative. I will tell you the downside to that, what this last 9 or 10 months has been, is that everybody signed. I mean, I signed everybody up as a member because it was just a benefit for them and me. And if they saw that they were, had some points accumulating through the year and they didn't have to pay anything, and they can look at it and go, hey, maybe this is something I want to do. Now I have a new member who really wants to build. But as soon as becoming a member has a fee, then that's sort of where the rubber meets the road for a lot of people. A lot of people won't sign up just because of that. They don't want to spend the extra $50 to potentially they'd rather just go to your site and purchase as a customer, which is fine. If you have any problems with convincing somebody that $50 isn't bad, you can just say, you know what, you get your back office and your website presence for $4.16 a month.
Yeah.
To me, that's kind of a, and you can use it as a write-off. So,
Can I
Okay.
ask you a question? You were
Yes.
saying put family on 1 leg and I didn't.
So, yeah, so for instance, when I first started signing up, I had a really good friend that I put on my left leg, and then I put my sister-in-law on the other because she was the first one that showed interest. So I put her on my right leg. So all of my family then is positioned
Oh.
somehow in that leg, so that everybody's helping everybody. Not
Okay.
everybody's working it, not everybody will, but they have a position if they want to. And then I've just started, putting people where I need them. Now, when I'm coming on board and I have somebody, I'm going back to the dashboard here really quick. Now, when I have somebody coming on board and they don't necessarily have a connection to either one of my legs, now I'm going to look at points. So this is my mom's back office. So obviously the next person that she puts on, guess what? They're going on the left leg. If they're not related in friendship or relationship to anybody over here on the right leg. She's got
Okay.
15 members over here. Many of those she has not placed. She's got 3 over here.
Mhm.
So, but she's got points on this leg. Okay. So as far as the point system, Healy will pay you commission. You can have 0 points on each leg, and you sell a resonance and they will pay you your commission on that. In order to get the second, which is you know what, no, I guess it wasn't on there. I was going to say we could go back and look at the commission. So you get the direct commission, and then the next bonus or the next payout you get, or the commission, would be the dual leg bonus, where they pay you 15% on each leg. And you know what? I think it is there. Let me go back to here.
And that's for point volume?
Yeah, so because I really feel like that's here. Yeah. Okay. So let me just go through this really quick because this might just help everybody. So there's 4 packages in the watch, same hardware, just more availability of apps. When you sell a Healy Gold for the $470, you get 30% commission on that. So let's see, do I have this in here? This is my first one I put together, and it's really not as explanatory. It's kind of should have gone to the other one. Okay, so the Healy Gold is $470, but it carries with it 250 points. And really what if you think about, the points are about 60% of retail.
Okay.
Okay. So the Healy Gold is $470 retail, but it carries a 250 point value. Okay. Healy will pay you 30% of the retail. So 30% of that 470. And so you'll get $75 when you sell a Healy Gold. Okay. The rest of the points then, the 100 and whatever that is, 175, will go to the leg that purchase was made on to collect your next commission, which is the dual leg bonus. So let's go down a little farther. We have the Healy Holistic Health, which carries with it, that's the $942 one.
Mm-hmm.
That carries with it 500 PV.
Okay.
But they up the percentage. You actually get paid 33% on that.
Oh.
So you get paid $165 for that unit. The Healy Holistic Health Plus is the $1,413.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. But it carries with it the 750 PV. But you also get paid 36%.
Nice.
So you will make 270. And then the resonance is 2357, but the point value or point volume attached to it is 1250. So you will get paid 40%. If you sold that personally, you would get 40% on the retail, which is 500. And then the point value that gets added then to the legs are all those. So that's why I'm saying if everybody sold a resonance, then 1,250 points keeps getting stacked everywhere in your legs. Okay. That brings you then to the next leg. And I think this might be confusing. Sorry, this was like one of the first ones I put together. This is what Les was talking about. If you get, so on that since the gold carries 250 points and they've paid you 30%, which is $75 direct commission. The rest, the remaining of the points goes to the dual leg for you to make 15%. So you get a direct commission. And then the dual leg is they will pay you 15% of all the points in your weakest leg.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll always take the weakest leg and they'll pay you 15%. So on that sale, if you sell a gold, you will have the 250 point volume. They'll subtract the actual amount of dollars that they paid you,
Mhm.
which is 75, leaving 175 that gets
Okay.
put on the leg that it was on. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so that's the dual leg. So, but if you didn't personally sell that unit and somebody else sold a gold, there's 250 points that you get to reap the benefits of that,
Okay.
the entire amount.
Can I ask you a quick question before you go on?
Yeah.
So say somebody, there's the 250 PV because somebody sold a gold. So that's where these PVs come in, is on the dual leg bonus. That's
Yes,
that's where those matter. And that's why
yes,
they're there.
that's why they're there. And so if you go back to thinking, I can bring it back up again, but my mom's screen where she has 0
Mhm.
points on that
Yep.
left leg and 3,000 something, whatever on her right leg.
Yeah.
Healy will pay 15% of your weakest leg. Well, if she continues to have 0 on that leg,
Then
they will
there's
pay her 0.
Yep. I actually understand this. I'm
Yeah.
happily surprised.
Yeah, this is
So,
helpful, Maria.
oh, good. I'm glad. So if
Yeah.
you,
One quick
go ahead.
question.
Mhm,
When they were discounting the resonance, early on, were we
mhm.
still getting the 1250 or were they discounting the PV?
You were getting the points for the unit that you had the price of. So
Okay,
if you, when they had the sale, if you sold a resonance here, you were really only paying this amount.
right.
So they were giving you this PV, but guess what? They were paying you 40% of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
generous,
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
really generous.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an extremely generous company for all the little glitches that they've had and people who've gotten angry about that. I just am in a place of allowing. So I'm like, but yeah, really generous for them to not have to, they haven't forced us to buy our own product yet until it looks like March. So we've been able to have kind of a free ride and they've been paying us. And that's just amazing. So they're taking a little bit of a digger by doing that, because think of all the money that they're not bringing in, because they're going to require us now to have at least 50 PV for all of the lower ranks. Well, that's about $100 a month coming in for every single business center that they've been missing out on. So again, really,
Yeah.
it's just a great company from that standpoint. They've been really, really generous. Okay, so does everybody understand this part as far as what percentages get paid on each one?
Yes, sort of.
The
yes.
watch is 150 PV. It's not on here, but the watch is 150 PV and we get paid 30%. And that's, I think we get paid $105 and that's for the D and SC bundle. That's that $507 bundle, has 150 PV. And then they pay us 30%. So we make like $105 as a direct commission off of that. And then the remainder gets put down into the dual leg. So Les, did you have a question then about the subscriptions, the subscription part? Because that is a little bit confusing when they're talking about subscriptions. I don't know if Les is near his computer. So every single person that wants to maintain the points and be able to stay in active status, they're going to need to have that 50 PV, which all this and those PV can only come from subscriptions. So it's not like I can sign up a new member and because they bought a gold, which is 250 PV, that more than satisfies the 50 PV. It's got to be a subscription, either from a customer that you have or yourself. So again, most multi-level marketing companies would like you to purchase their products so that you're using them, be a product of the product. And so that's why they're coming up with, we need to have subscriptions. But think about all of that PV that's going to be established because of that. So all of that PV then will get accumulated. And once you reach 200, in order to get paid, you only need 50 PV. But once that PV of your customers and yourself reach 200 on the next point from that point on, so let's say it over a month's time, you have 506 points. Well, 500 and or whatever, 305 of those points are going to go to your weakest leg. So you are going to get to reap the benefit of all the PV from those subscriptions after that 200 point mark. So it's a little elusive in the compensation plan. Of course, everything has been elusive in the compensation plan. You kind of have to go through it with a fine tooth comb and figure out exactly what they're trying to say. But if you go to the point where they're talking about subscriptions, it's on the 201st point that it'll start rolling into your weaker leg.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the dual leg that they're talking about. So here, Libby, for this, here's you at the top. And let's say when it comes time to pay out, which is the first of every month, and then they pay you on the 15th. Let's say you've accumulated 10,000 points over here, and you've accumulated 7,000 points on this team leg. What they will do is they will subtract then any commissions that they've already paid you, because they're not going to pay you twice. So they will subtract any commissions that you've been paid, and then the remaining they will pay. So here's an example. I guess I don't have it. Let me see if the next one I do. Yeah. So here is right here. This is the example they give on that leg. You had the 7,000 was the weaker leg. And let's say you had received already direct bonuses of 1,200. They will subtract that from the legs, the points that are on that weaker leg. And then there's your point value. And then they will pay you 15% of that.
Wow.
So then if you stay active and remain active, then you will have a wash on points. So
A wash meaning,
yeah, so let's say that this leg had 7,000 points and this leg, because it had more people, had 10. So let's say that once you got at the 30th or 31st of the month, they tally up, okay, we've got 7,000 on this leg and we've got 10,000 on this leg. What Healy will do after commissions is pay you 15% on the points left over, but they'll subtract 7,000 points from this leg and 7,000 points from this leg. Now, some companies, they'll pay you on the weaker leg and you start at 0. Next month, you're 0 here and 0 here. But Healy doesn't do that. They don't wash the extra points from this leg. They will take the 7,000 points off of each leg, and they'll pay you on that. They won't pay you on 14,000 points. They'll pay you on the 7,000 of the weaker leg, but they will subtract 7,000 from the other. That's how they stay in business.
sure.
But then they will allow that 3,000 that's still there to roll into next month.
Wow.
So my mom's back office, she got paid on, let's see, I think those were right at the tail end of tail end of the month. She got paid. So that's why she's at 0 now. And she still has 3,335 points on her right leg. I think that's what it was said. So again, she washed that one leg, but she's got some backing. So
that's what washed means, is once your mom got paid, it went to 0.
It went to 0
now
on
she
that.
starts over again to get points on that leg as well.
And that's right. And I think that's where some people get confused. And I had one person say, I haven't been paid for 5 months. And I'm like, well, go into your back office and show me your points. Well, for those 4 or 5 months, she had 0 on that one leg.
Yeah.
I mean, she has people there, but they're not selling anything. She wasn't selling or putting anybody on that leg. Her other leg was continuing. So she was watching this other leg grow, but nobody had told her that in order to get paid, it's on your weaker leg.
Yeah, this is so helpful.
I'm so glad. We're always going to have a stronger leg. And some people are like, keep your legs even. Well, it is nice to have them within a certain range. Right now, my legs are completely, for a while there, they were pretty centered. Now it's completely wonky. But From a mental game, I know my husband in the car business, every single month, the first of the month, guess where he was at? 0%. You better go sell. So in Healy, what they're doing is they allow you to already have something established because you already have something that probably was there after the wash. And then now you can just focus over here,
On the
and
leg with 0.
on the leg with 0.
Okay.
And once they start forcing us to participate in their program, which is to have subscriptions, you're going to be getting 50 plus PV off of every single business center that you have in your organization as long as they want to remain active. So, okay, so let's just put this in perspective a little bit. Okay, I know that a lot of the business centers in my organization are going to drop away because they were started so that somebody could get a free unit. Okay, so I would say probably a third, maybe even a little bit of more of our business centers will go away. But right now I have 2,964 business centers in my organization in 10 months.
Wow.
None of the business centers, myself included, have been forced to purchase subscriptions to remain active.
Yeah.
If all of those, so let's just say I was on half on each side. So let's say I had 1,400 times 50 PV. That's 70,000 PV on one leg if they're all active. If my legs were even.
Right.
Times 15%. That's $10,000.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I mean, so they've been super helpful in allowing us to not have to have personal PV or customer PV to make us active.
Or membership fees.
Or the membership fees, right? But when that starts happening, people are going to start seeing, they're going to get on their back office and go, oh my gosh, I actually have teams that are growing. Well, really what's happening is now we're all participating in the pot.
Sure.
And
with all the
that's
subscriptions.
And that's what we haven't been doing. And then Healy will be making money because now they have, the business centers cost money to get in. So it's just going to perpetuate even more. It's a really exciting place to be, no matter where you're at. But the whole leg thing, that I think we need to get it out of our head that we have to be in a special place. I had a couple people early on, just demand that they were on my team leg. And I'm like, well, every leg's a team leg. And as long as you are coaching your people and building it right, then every leg will be successful and every leg will generate more and more. And if somebody does get stuck out there where, person couldn't build a team or they decided to drop out, this is not for me, whatever. I've had that happen a couple of times just from the frustration of Healy. So a couple people have said, I'm not doing this anymore. Well, the people that they brought in, guess what? They're going to be the ones that I'm going to need to be calling going, okay, how can I help you? If you want to build this, how can I help you? And let's strategize on where to put people. So I've had people on the phone where I've walked them through, they've given me, I've got 5 people I'm putting in and I don't know where to put them. So this is what I tell them, because this will help too. We'll take the first person and I'll just say, out of your list, let's say there's 5 people out of your list, which one of those do you feel like you won't have to handhold? They kind of have a handle on technology. They understand multi-level. They love the product. They're using the product. They understand the product. Are there any in that group that stand out as someone like you? I want to recreate me. So is there somebody in your list that, is a Brad or a Ron or a Les? Is there somebody else, and if they are, then you're going to put them on your personal team leg. You're going to put them there because they probably already have a network. They probably already have a little bit of a following, and you're not going to have to handhold them a whole lot. Okay. So then you look at the rest. Is there anyone else that's similar to that? Is there anyone else that's similar to that? Is there anyone that's related? Out of those 5 people, are there any that have personal relationships with each other or their family? And if they are, you're going to group them together. So, and then the other part I like to think about, is there anybody that in that group of 5-ish people, however many there are there any of them that would be energized and helped because they automatically had points below them? Because some people are like that. We've been so burned by multi-level before that they're like, I don't, I don't want to do this again. But what if you could change their paradigm and shift their paradigm and their belief system? And you put them in, and then you automatically dropped 2 people under them that accumulated points. Now, I have done that with several people. I in the very beginning, I said, this is going to be huge. It's free to get in. Just let me put you in. There's no identifying information except for what you can find on the web, no social security, whatever. Just let me put you in. And so I have several people in my left leg that have a spot to die for. I've got a couple people that have 100 and some thousand points on their left leg, but they've never taken off and looked at it. And that's not that I haven't called them and said, hey, just want to let you know that you're missing out on quite a bit of money here if we could get you going. But some of those spaces will just drop off. And unfortunately, it'll be a missed opportunity for them. So I always think, who might be helped the most by having some points placed? What will it inspire some of those people? So then just kind of strategizing where to put them. So like that heavy hitter that you feel like maybe they're a chiropractor, or maybe they're a yoga instructor, or they're into electroceuticals and they have a Facebook following or whatever, you might put them on your personal team leg, because you're not going to have to handhold them very much. But then if you do put family, or if there is family already on this leg, guess what? They're going to get helped, and then they may be inspired. You might put people on your team leg, because you might get help. Whoops, sorry. You might get help from your, oh, now it won't let me cancel. Here we go. Now, you might get help from your sponsor up here. So if you put somebody over here that might just need a little nudge, that might be, hey, if I put you over here, all of a sudden you might see that you've got 5,000 points already. And that would inspire them to then start building out. So I usually have gone through lists with people and just found out who's on their list, what relationships they have. And then I teach them, put one person on each side that want to purchase and have interest initially, and then put 3 people on the team leg. Put 3 people on the team leg, and then every single person you bring in, you teach them to do the same.
How did you learn how to do that, Maria?
Well, when I was 28, I think I was 28, I was introduced to a gold company, and they had a binary system. And I was selling KM. If anybody know that product, I was selling KM when I was 19. So I had been involved. My mom was a party planner and a multi-level business person. So I kind of already had insight into it, and I saw how hard she worked and that she didn't get much. The gold company that came along, I was like, this is interesting. And so I got to a place, it was binary, just like this. I got to a place where I started receiving gold, 10th ounce gold pieces. And the FTC, I think it was, who controls that part. It's not the FDA. I think it's FTC came in and shut them down because they were a pay for play. Now Healy remember when we first came in, Healy had to change their compensation plan. This gold company, if you bought a bigger coin, then you got to take advantage of getting a higher percentage off of everything that everybody purchased below you. Healy was doing the same thing. And in fact, in Europe, it's still that way. If you come in and you buy a resonance, then you get 40% off of everybody's sale. So if they buy a gold, which we only get paid 30%, you'd get paid 40% on that sale. But that's enticing people to buy a higher package to get a higher commission.
Sure.
And that's pay for play in this country. So how Healy changed it, which I think is amazing for all of us, is that it doesn't matter what level you come in with, it matters what your customer purchases. So if they purchase a residence, you get a higher percentage. If they purchase a gold, you get a lower percentage. But it makes it makes it a level playing field. You don't have to come in at a super high percentage to get a higher percentage in commission. So that's how I got started with that gold. And I was like, oh, binary. So when Healy came along, I was not needing another multi-level marketing product or plan. And I was very resistant. And I had this little voice that said, just don't pass this one up. So I went ahead and watched the video and I saw that it was a binary system, which was super enticing. And then I saw that the product that they were selling takes the place of about 3 of my machines and it's wearable
Wow.
and portable. And
Yeah.
I went, oh my gosh. So I called Chris and said, okay, how do I sign up?
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So are there any other questions then on the commission part?
Can we, can I just explain where Ron and I are with our?
Absolutely.
organization?
Yeah. If you don't
So-
mind sharing in front of a few people. Yeah.
So we're both sponsored by Gwen. So we
Mhm.
have very long right legs
Okay.
and we're very grateful. Will any of that compress or will those points always be there?
The points will always be there. The members that do not stay active, those business centers will just compress out.
So,
Everything will just roll up. I don't know if the places go away. I don't know what it looks like in your back office when I don't know what they'll do. I mean, you go
Okay.
into your binary genealogy, if that's just a blank place that you can't put anybody, or if it will all just compress up. I think that's why they're moving to a new back office, because I don't think that the program they have now is super capable of doing that. And that's maybe why they extended it out to March, because maybe they're not in a place where their programming is doing that yet. That's very possible. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just speaking out, but I think that's very possible that they don't have their ducks in a row yet to be able to do compression. But
so,
all those points will stay there
okay, great.
as
And
long
so
as
that-
you're active. Yeah.
Right, okay, so, and that's the next question. So right now on the dashboard, and I
Okay.
think it says not active at the top, but it says currently not used. So, and I have points for activity is 50. So I have the bundle.
Okay.
So.
So
we
let me
each-
go, let me go to the back office and you can tell me what you're looking at.
Okay,
Are you talking about over here?
Yep.
Okay, let me move this down here. There we go. Okay, so so my mom is not active. Don't know if she will be. I think she should be. I think she should get the DNA or the revitalization or so, especially if they bring the DNA back up to 50 PV instead of 40. I think she should do that because I think the blends, I love the blends on the DNA. So, and I think she would too. And that would make her active. So she needs to be, for a builder, she needs to have 50 PV in order to stay active so that she doesn't lose these points. And so the DNA app will give her 50 points, or she doesn't have any pets, but if someone did and they wanted the animal app and they wanted the revitalization, those are 25 points a piece. So that gives you the PV. And then what we have to remember moving forward, maybe not right away, but moving forward, is we have a lot of people that should have been customers that we brought in as members because it was just easier. And we were gleaning some more bells and whistles for that. But moving forward, once people have to pay, we're going to have a lot of people that just want to purchase. And then it's going to be our job to make sure they know about the subscriptions. You know, because if they can add to what they're getting, if they get a gold for $470, so $500 after tax, and then you say, you know what, for $100 a month, $98 a month or whatever, you can actually have an expanded version, you know, wow. I mean, that's a huge sell. So
I
what
mean,
we have to be
To
doing
have a
in that,
business, to have a business. Is that what
and
you're
not have a business, just have them because our PV, our accumulation of these points also could be generated by our customers having a subscription.
Right, okay,
So like I'm required, not now because I dropped down to a senior team leader, but as a member, I was supposed to have 100 points. So but if I only had the DNA app, if it was 50 points, but I had a couple of customers who had subscriptions, those subscription points count for my 100. So I would just have to be on top of it.
so that's 0/50. Does that mean that she has no PVs?
Right.
towards
She
the
does not have any subscription PVs. and she needs 50
Okay.
because she is a builder.
So because Ron and I both have the bundle, the watch
Mhm.
bundle with
Mhm.
DNA and the advisor,
Right?
should I be seeing points? I'm not, I mean, I'm showing the same thing that I have 0 and 50.
You should be seeing points if you have they already taken out January's? Or is it coming up on you paying that?
Um, no, they should have, yeah, because our 3 months is up.
And then
uh,
you went in and you re-upped and purchased those subscriptions again?
Yep. So I'll
And
have to
when,
look. I thought it was, and maybe it's not maybe it's the 21st. Maybe it won't hit till tomorrow, but I'll
y-
keep
do
an
you,
eye on it.
Ron, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
You're muted.
You're muted.
It's the
I've done-
21st, Brad.
Okay, so
Okay.
check within the next couple of days, and if it's
Yeah.
not there, then we'll want to go to my support center and we're going to want to talk to them about points.
Got it. Okay. So now moving on.
Mhm.
So like you said, Ron and I, we each, sold 8 Heatlys, let's say.
Okay,
But we might have 1 or 2 as they can, they really want to feel the product before they're starting to sell it.
right,
So they're still in that kind of, let me figure out how to work it myself and how the impact and all of that. So, we may or may not get any more traction in our left leg.
right.
But let's say I'm working with LA Fitness. I've been
Okay.
meeting with all the fitness trainer managers.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there's 40 of them in Atlanta, 40 LA Fitnesses, and I've
Go
visited with
you.
8 so far. So that's my goal, is to hit all, but some of them are set up differently. Some of them, they, like the one that I'm really excited about, they have a fitness, no, the title is trainer manager. And so
Okay.
he's actually a trainer and he has 3 or 4 other trainers underneath him.
Okay,
So I've found that, I mean, he seems to be most engaged, and because other clubs are set up where the person that does the sales
mhm,
also is over the trainers. So when I
Okay.
talked to them, they didn't seem to be as engaged, because they're more involved with sales, and then getting the trainers involved is kind of secondary, maybe,
right,
once you make the sale. So I'm thinking, my thought is that, my trainer seems very interested, but he mentioned today, I talked to him again today, after he did the I Decide, he went through it, he connected to the website and was
Awesome.
very interested, and he's a nutritionist as well. Ding, 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 check another box.
Absolutely.
So, but I'm thinking, does it make sense? Let's say, and he is, the price point is a little high, he said, for the clients. But, I told him how, if you sell 3, you get a free one, sell 3 more, you upgrade, 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 and I would suggest, you, rather than, you get all these people kind of engaged before you become a member, and then that kind of extends, you extend your 30 days.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't
So,
sign up right away. You kind of
yeah.
wait a little bit. Yep.
right, just get the word out,
Mhm.
and I'll be there, I can be there with my loaner and hook them up or whatever, before, after they get trained, or, but I'm thinking, what the way I'm envisioning is I would set up the manager, and then he could set up his trainers underneath him and
Mhm.
build the business that way,
Mhm.
versus me like setting up him and all of his trainers.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
100%.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's kind of my.
And then tell me how many units do you guys have between the two of you for loaning or renting?
Well, we each have 2, and then we
Okay.
have a free residence, which I thought about, it's still in the box, it's still wrapped. I thought at some point I could sell it, for full value, or, when things were taking forever to get in. And
Don't
but
sell
and
it.
now they can't switch
Uh,
the master key and all of that.
Let me
So,
tell you what I would do.
okay,
Okay. So because you have the watch apps and the DNA,
mhm,
guess what your free has on it too?
all, all of that.
All of it.
Wow. Yep.
So if
Cool.
you give that to the manager and you
Right.
say, I just want you to experience the mamba bajamba of
Right.
them, of what you can have, and go through the screens and show them what they have. Um, but then pitch it as this: any of your clients, members that would like to purchase a Healy, if they bought the $470 unit, they get a free pick. Make that be their fitness, because now they have muscles and regeneration and recovery and deep relaxation,
They get the,
circulation.
when they say pick a program, that's a program page.
Yeah,
Okay,
they get to, and then have them pick the fitness,
right,
because
exactly.
that falls in completely with what they're doing.
Right,
And then, so now you have, for $500, you have a unit that they can, the person can say, yeah, it goes with it, it's part of my gym, it's part of my stuff,
Yep,
but they're gonna find there's so many other things. And the other part of what I would do with this manager is I would say, if he wants to build a business, he or she wants to build a business, that they also buy a second system that they can send home, because we have those 5 units. I just sent another one out the other day. One came back from Fort Loveland, and now it's down in Fort Lupton. And we have about anywhere from an 85 to a 95% buy rate, because people get them and then they go, but I don't want to be without this. And so then they buy. So the one that's in Las Vegas, she texted me and said, okay, how do I get one of these? I need to send this one back to you. How do I buy one? So that happens to us all the time. And so as the manager, and then I would encourage all the trainers that wanted to sign up to do the same thing, purchase one at whatever level they want, but then purchase another one if they can, so that they can loan it out to their clients and send it home for 24 to 72 hours.
yeah,
Just so, go
yeah,
ahead.
I'm sorry. They say they usually train either between 1 and 3 times a week. So, the clients that are there every other day, they can
Yeah,
bring it back.
absolutely. Bring it
is
back.
Is it likely they can be tax write-offs as well?
Absolutely. 100%. All the Healys I have got written off in 2020. Yep. 100%.
So,
So
let's see. So, and then another thought to pitch to the manager is, if you've got any clients that are, needing to build a business, they've lost their job, or their hours have been cut back. This could be an
Right.
opportunity for your clients
Right.
to, increase their abundance. And then it would be easier for them to pay, the $1,400 for 24 visits to come work out with the trainer. So anyway.
are they thinking of including that then in that
No, I mean,
price?
I was just, because he was saying how expensive it was,
Oh, got you. Yeah.
He was
But you
kind
know
he had
what?
sticker shock, but
Yeah,
I
but you
think I
get somebody
can,
out of pain, and they will
yeah,
pay.
right,
So if you have somebody that has massive lactic buildup, and all of a sudden they come back for their next training session and go, oh my gosh, I was not sore. And you're like, yep, because that's what Healy does.
right,
Then all of a sudden they're like, maybe I need to get one of these. What else can this do? All you're trying to do is incite in just a little bit of excitement and into that
Right.
process. So Joanne said, why a gold sale? I was thinking price point, because he had said, it's a little pricey, to do even the 1413 or to do the resonance. But if they can pick the program page of fitness, being that this is in a gym, and they can pitch to their clients, look, it's only $500 and you get to pick the fitness page.
right.
Then that would be, so hopefully you understand. You can unmute too, Joanne, if you want to ask a question.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And so guess what I did today?
What did you do today?
I was there today, and I luckily this guy's at my home gym. So I feel like I hit a home run my first pitch.
Right.
And so anyway, I touched base with them, just, I saw you'd seen the program. We had a nice conversation. I did my swim. I came back and I said, do you mind if I vibrate you and your team?
Awesome.
And so I said, I told them how it works. And I said, I can set up, this abundance and wealth for you and your team and your clients and that everyone will benefit from your service and, all this stuff. And he said, oh, that'd be awesome. He said, so what, I'll talk to my team later. I said, no, don't. It's like, this is just between you and I. I said, just, what time did the team come in? They come in like 9 o'clock in the morning. I said, I'll vibrate you for a week or two before 9 o'clock. And just kind of be aware of, if people are saying comments about the clients or positive things, or their volumes are going up or whatever, just kind of be aware.
So then the other thing I want you to do in your residence is I want you to make the gym, not just them as a group, but the gym a client. And I
Okay,
want you to send prosperity to the gym.
okay, I'll do that. Okay, yeah, because I set them up as a group and I took a picture of the front of the gym. And I've got the
Mhm.
address and I set up the start date is today, and yeah.
Awesome, because then any factors that might be negatively impacting their re-up on membership, or people coming in and looking around and going, oh my gosh, I want to be a member here. Anything that might be keeping that from happening energy wise, you can start changing. You can start
Yeah.
changing that
Because
so that
they're
so
having
that the
a-
business as a whole can just
Yeah.
kind of flourish.
Yep.
So Joanne, when you order a gold, Joanne said she can't unmute on her computer. When you buy a gold, you have to pick another program page it's just an option that you get. Normally I would tell people to buy one of the bioenergetic balances, because those are the most expensive pages. They're $199 to buy that app, to buy that program app page. But if you have somebody, like I have a gal who has, it's RN Metaspa. She has, they do all kinds of stuff. They do Botox, they do all kinds of things. So any of her members, I would tell her that she needs to be having them buy the Beauty and Skin, because, oh my gosh, if they could be running skin elasticity and wounds and scar heals and all of that as part of their program, so they could pick that. So since the gold doesn't have that, that only has the sleep or the skin portion, they could actually be getting the beauty too. But the fitness would be amazing for the gym, the fitness program to choose. So when you go in, you should try it sometime. Go into your shop. In fact, since I have this screen up, let's just go do that.
So on the beauty and skin, I have a potential client that I think would build a awesome business, and she's
Okay.
doing collagen injections,
Okay,
and I'm sure she's paying a fortune.
probably.
I would think some of the regeneration stuff she would
Yep,
be wild about.
absolutely. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to pick a gold. And then see right here, it forces you to choose an option. It will not let you go to add to cart until you've picked.
Oh, let's go. I didn't realize it was a whole program page. I thought it was just one program in a page. So
Yeah,
that's
so it's
good to know.
Yeah, so you get to pick fitness and then you add it to the cart. Now it'll allow you to add.
Cool.
But the bioenergetics 1 and 2, those are the most expensive ones. They're the 199. So Libby and other people are going to ask, well, how do you know how much those are? Oh, let me go back. Let me go back one page. So here's your main page. Here's the shop that you come to. Okay, so here, when you click shop, here you are. And then when you scroll down, all the way down. So now here's your watch, here's your digital nutrition. So now they've changed the PV on that to 40, which is so frustrating, but I hope they get that worked out. And then if you keep going down, sorry, I'm not meaning to make you all dizzy. You keep going down and keep going down. Here's the program pages. So you can see how much they are. So the learning's 91, the pain and local stimulation is 89. When you buy a gold, you only get I think it's the first two programs you get, chronic pain, number 1 and number 2, I think is what you get. I haven't had anybody just get a gold, so I need to find out what they, if they get the local pain, this local stimulation and the chronic pain, or they just get the chronic pain. But you do get like 1 or 2 programs. So if you wanted to have the tooth pain, the migraine, the insomnia, the anxiety, which all come in that one, then you could pay the $89 for that. But look at the bioenergetic 1 is $199 and the bioenergetic 2 is $199. The meridians are each $116. So, but yeah, that fitness, that's a $92 expense that they wouldn't have to pay. So
That's
when they
awesome.
when they go in and purchase it, then they could just add it to, and then it'll be just part of their options. Now, if you have, if you're going to be giving them, your free residence to try,
And-
as if whatever, they're going to have all the programs.
Right, and so that, and I would just do the pink, don't
Don't do the
open
blue.
up the blue. Yeah. I
No,
like
don't
that.
confuse things. I've not sent anybody out the door with my free residence using the blue app.
Okay,
Everybody just gets the pink app. That's hard enough. That's got enough of a learning curve,
Yep.
to do.
well,
So,
early on, my former manager, I loaned the Healy, we have we put a packet together with the phone and the Healy, so they didn't have to mess with the master key. And so I just gave her, kind of the daily
Right.
stuff that I do. And she ended up buying a residence, so it worked for her.
so is this additional? Yes, this is only with the gold. That only the gold will allow you to pick another one. And how long has that option been available? Since they started? Yeah. How long has this option been available? Yeah. That's in the beginning. I don't know how long you've been a member, Joanne, but because they were doing all the sales, a lot of times they didn't even make the Healy available. So when you would go to your shop, you couldn't even click on this. It wouldn't even let you, because they were selling this for this price. So on this one, see, it shows you what it has. It shows you what it's getting. It's getting the gold, the pain, the mental balance, the bioenergetic 1 and 2, the skin, the sleep, and the meridians 1 and 2. And what it doesn't have on here is it doesn't have that it gets the deep cycle, and it doesn't have that it gets the bioenergetic boost. So all of those get that, even the gold. So the gold will have the gold programs, the Nunya Nina gold programs. It'll have 1 or 2 little programs in the pain category. It'll have whatever category you pick. And then it'll also have the deep cycle and the bioenergetic balance, bioenergetic support. That's the one that has the bioenergetic boost, which they made for a virus that we all know and love. So, okay. All right. So what else do we need to see? I'll get my laptop.
Thank you, Maria. That was all very helpful.
You bet. Yeah. Is there anything else on the back office? Libby, does that all make sense to you since you're new? You're the newbie
It
here?
does. It does. It'll take a little while to digest, and I'm sure I'll have more questions, but I really appreciate how kind and patient you are when you're
Oh.
answering questions.
Problem. No, we've been doing this for a little while, and it's behoove
Yeah.
us to do it because we have a lot of people that are just really frustrated, and I get it. I totally get it. Okay, so here's one thing that I want to just show you while you're back here. So see how I was in my mom's back office, and then when I clicked on shop, now it says login. Even though it says the sponsor of who she's under, this is not her back office. And the reason I know that is because this holistic health, first of all, her name should be here. And then also it's 942. So let's do something. I'm going to go up here to my back arrow button. I'm going to left click and hold, and it's going to bring up a whole bunch of Healys. I'm going to come down 3 or 4 of them because I know I was in the back office then, and I'm going to just let my mouse go. And now it'll take me back to a time where I was in her back office. So see, her name is up here. Okay. This happens a lot. this is a glitch. So when you're signing someone up and you are going to purchase for them, you're in their back office or whatever, you're trying to get to your shop so that it's your shop. Go ahead and click the shop link. And it does the same whether you go for this shop or you go here. So let's click here. And sometimes it'll allow you to stay. And sometimes it won't. Okay, we are right now in her back office because there's her name. Remember how it said login before?
Mhm.
So now if I went ahead and clicked something to purchase, so let's just do that. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click that Healy Holistic Health. See, now it was 942, but now her tax has been added. So if you ever get into your back office or someone's back office and it says 470, which is the price before tax, 942, which is the price before tax, 1413 and 2357, you know that you're not in someone's back office. You are you're in corporate back office. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. I'm just going to try something here. I'm going to add this. We're just going to watch the screens. She's still there. I'm going to choose beauty, add. Okay. She's still there. I'm going to view cart. I can also click this to view the cart, but I'm going to view cart. Now the cart says 470, but here it still says there, she's still here. So that's good. Okay. So I'm going to say proceed to checkout. Okay, so now this is the other part. So she's still here. And if I scroll down, her billing information is here. Okay. My cart is empty, but it just kicked me out. See how it's so temperamental. So I'm going to go back one. This is why I never let anybody order on their own.
Hmm.
If it's still, nope, let me go and do it again.
And that's what I was telling the trainer is that I could, I don't want him spending time and, he needs to be training what he's training, but I will be his back office. I'll, send the people
Yes.
to me. I'll get them signed up under him. So
Yep.
I'll
I have
basically be
two
his
people.
back office.
Yep. I have two people that I do that for. Because look, so here it is again. I mean, I went back to it and now it's log in. Now I could log in again. Let me see if it'll just take me there real quick. I don't want to spend tons of time on this, but.
So yeah, so then your commission would go to La La Land, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not going to be, you're going to be tracking it down. See, it won't even let me in now. I know that's the right one. My caps are not on. 16. Yeah, it won't even let me in. So I'm going to go back here, go back down here. Yeah, so until they get this all straightened out. And so, all that stuff that's happening with Amazon right now. Amazon wanted Healy. They wanted to have their platform and they chose to do WordPress. And that's why we have issues. But that's why they're working on a new back office. That's why they're working on all of that, because they didn't want to be owned by a platform that could have control. So I give them huge props for kind of maybe having some foresight into that. So when people complain about the back office and everything that's going on, I just go, it's new, don't complain, but it's really, they're doing the best they can with what they have without being owned by an entity that they don't want them to own them. So hopefully that makes sense. But when I heard that, I was like, oh, wow. Okay. But that's why we have issues, is that we don't have a super stable, the links aren't super stable. Let me go back into her shop really quick and I'll just see, because anybody that's trying to get somebody purchased and bought, you might have to do this a couple of times and you have to decide, okay, like I've got somebody that wants me to help them, get somebody signed up and purchase. Well, I can pretty much guarantee that's going to be an hour to an hour and a half of my time helping that person. Is that okay with me? Absolutely. But I want to be prepared that I have that time, because if this is what keeps happening, I know there's going to be glitches. At any time right now in the United States, your best time to be on a Healy back office is in the early morning before California gets up, or late at night after the East Coast has gone to bed. Because then you're only working with 2/3 of the people-ish that are on their computer and you know, surfing and whatever. So middle of the day, if I'm at home working on my computer before I come into work, 9:30, 9:45 usually is the time that I'll start having huge issues with just trying to get connected. I live in the boondocks, but before that, I'm really good. And then I look at the clock and I go, oh, it's 9:35. Okay, packing up, going to work, because now at least here I've got. So if you're going to sign somebody up or you're going to sell something, try to make it early in the morning or late at night, when at least 1/3 of our country is a little more quiet. Okay. All right. So what else? What else can we cover?
Maria,
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about, this is Terry Gurney.
Hi, Terry.
How do you write it off on your taxes?
Well,
just-
I run everything through QuickBooks. So are you, you're talking about a business, right?
No, I'm an individual. I do.
Okay. So if you're a member in Healy, you are no longer an individual. You actually have a business.
Oh, okay.
So what I would do is I would start, of course, I have QuickBooks. I run everything through our business through QuickBooks, but you can buy, you know, a student version of QuickBooks and run your business through it. You'll have a different checking account for it. If you want to get an EIN number, you can. It's super easy. I could do a little class on that if somebody wants to know how to maneuver getting a tax ID number and going through your Secretary of State so that you can get your name. If you don't want to do that and you just want to be your Social Security number and that's what you're doing, then I would get a separate checking account and a separate credit card specifically for your Healy business under your name. And then in QuickBooks, you're going to run everything about that business through those two things, your checkbook and your credit card. So moving forward, if you decide you want to buy a buy a Healy, then you will buy it on that credit card and pay it out of your checking account. So now in your QuickBooks that you're going to give to your tax person, you're going to say, here's my business as a sole proprietor under my Social Security number, but here's all my receipts. Here's what I had to buy at Walmart to get printer paper. Here's the mileage that I had to go back and forth to get my products, to get whatever. I did a Healy show and tell and I had to buy the laminates, but then I had the mileage to Denver, and you're keeping track of all of that. Every time you buy gas, you're putting it through your credit card or your checking account. So again, there's a huge advantage to what you just stepped into. If you haven't had a business by yourself, now you have a way that for a small amount of money, you can start, you don't have to get a separate checkbook. It's just so much easier if you actually have a QuickBooks entity on your computer, and it's super easy to learn. You can even do YouTube videos on how to maneuver QuickBooks. It's super easy. But then you have a credit card designated to that so that if you have a remaining balance, the finance charges are deductible. So there's just a lot of huge advantages to have, so as we were coming to the tail end of this last year, because it's been so lucrative with Healy, I was trying to find things to purchase for our business so that we had some deductions against everything. So yeah, so I would definitely, you can write off what you've already done. You would just tell your tax person, I purchased this individually, but it really needs to be shown as a business expense. They'll know exactly what to do.
Okay.
Please go over how to achieve 600 points required as a builder to earn commission. So that was when they weren't, okay, so that 600 points was cumulative of points in both legs. And that was, they were requiring that prior to, you're asking, Sharda, can you unmute?
Sure.
Are you asking about just earning commission or to remain, to get higher in rank?
First off, to earn commission so that a new person understands that's one of their first steps to be prepared for.
Okay, because once we go to this new place where we're creating the activity, then our 50 PV activates us. If we have one person on one side and one person on the other, and we have some type of volume on each leg, our subscription is what activates us. But because we didn't have to have subscriptions, that's what they implemented us to be able to say, if you're going to receive commissions, you have to at least have 300 on each leg, or 400, 200, or a combination to create 600 PV in order to be active. Does that make sense?
So
They
it's an option. If you don't have the subscriptions, the points through the subscriptions, you can have them through just,
the points now will not denote whether you're active or not. They'll denote your rank. So that will be part of the ranking system, which it already is.
Yeah.
So in order to move up from builder, you're going to need to accumulate, a couple of builders on each leg and have more PV. But for you to remain active as a builder, to
right.
just get dual leg commission, you
Mhm.
need 50 PV, which is about 100 a month. Does that make sense? Because they were allowing us to not have personal PV through subscription, then they said in order to get commission on any level outside of just the direct commission, we need you to at least do that. That was sort of their in lieu of
Right.
a subscription. Yeah.
So Maria, so
Uh-huh.
let's say, okay, so we've got this long right leg, and then our
Mhm.
left leg is basically customers. So without activity on the left leg, although we have our, bundle that we're getting PVs for, we would be inactive without selling to the left leg.
You would be active, you just wouldn't be making any dual leg bonus. And if you weren't selling anything, you wouldn't be making direct commission. And
would we lose the right leg?
No.
We wouldn't lose the right leg.
As long as you stay active, no, you won't.
And being active is just the PV. It's not having an activity in both legs.
It's you maintaining your business center as in an active status, which is your subscriptions or your customers' subscriptions.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. 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 As long as you stay active and remain active, you will not lose that. Now, they were talking about that if you weren't active, then all your points would wash. I have not clarified if that's true or not. I know that they're working on specifics, so I need to call Vanessa and say, okay, because I was hearing two different things. That all the points were washing or that none. So that one of those people that I signed up early on, and they've got 100 and some thousand points on this,
Exactly.
on their left leg and nothing on their right, then what does that mean for them? Are they going to lose that 100,000 points if they're not? So I need to find that out, because that would be a good incentive again to call them and go, okay, here we are, and here's what's been built. And what would you like to do with it?
And that's like $15,000, right?
If they decided to work their other leg and start
Right,
cashing in, yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And some people, some people won't see this as something they want to do, and that's fine. I mean, I totally get it. Totally get it. But I think the potential here is super exciting. That when they say a company is, going to hit the wave, and then it's going to be, but we're not even on the beach yet. We haven't made it off the grass yet onto the sand. So our toe's not even in the water. This is just going to get bigger and bigger. And especially, with the virus that we all know and love, it's going to keep us in a place where people are looking for self-care instead of sick care. And we know it works. So it's a great position for all of us to be in. And I think once they start requiring the once they start requiring the personal PV or the business center to be active, that's really where we're going to see, some people drop out because they're like, no, I can't afford it, or I don't want to do this. I don't want the responsibility of having to buy this. If they're an animal lover, you can pretty much guarantee that they're going to have the animal subscription. But I think we're going to see a big turnaround for people, because those people that have sort of been sitting in wait. So here you are, you have a lot of people are you on Gwen's right? It's your left leg
Yeah.
that's going. You're on the left.
We're on Gwen's right leg.
You're on Gwen's right. So, okay, so then on the left,
Left leg.
yeah, so on your left leg, then how many of those people are you engaging with as far as do they know they need potentially subscriptions yet?
Not yet, no. So
Okay.
I probably should forewarn them or whatever. I don't. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be putting out a letter now that the Green Laser seminar is over. I can start focusing on other things. So I'm going to be putting together an email for my people. So when that comes out, you might want to take it and glean some of that information, and just to put it out there and say, hey, if this is of interest for you, let's talk, because things are going to start shifting, and I don't want you to lose what might be there.
Right. Got it. Thank you.
You're
Did you
welcome.
have enough lasers for all the requests?
I'm hopefully getting sleeves tomorrow. That's what we were waiting on, is the sleeves. Yeah. They were supposed to be here today, but her shipment was late. So, but I did track it and it was in her hands today. So I'm hoping it got to her early enough that she could overnight them to us. So
Yeah.
hopefully
I'm just going to walk down the street and just laser people to buy.
I know, right? Yeah, but we got all the clearing cards done, and the little cases are so cute. Oh my gosh, they have a little handle on them, and I'm not excited or anything. So, so anyway,
Maria, can I ask,
Mhm.
with the people that were originally signed up as members, but we know really they are a customer, they had no intention of really building.
right?
How are you approaching the switching over, putting them into the customer category and sorting that? And
Right. And I don't know that there is a way to switch a member to a customer. I know there is. You can contact Healy, but you can create another customer. They can go in and they can just become a customer.
create a second account
Hmm?
with a different email.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here I've got my mom's up here. So I'm going to do, hers is NAP.
But then they would have to buy an additional gold,
Sorry, that's the wrong one.
right? They'd
n-
have to have
No,
no?
they should just be able to go in and purchase a subscription, because they will enter the serial number of their device.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let me go to healyworld.net. Okay. So right here, this would be going to my website, my personal website. Yours would be your username after here. So healyworld.net/en/partner/your name.
Okay.
So that is going to my website.
Right.
It's like match game. There we go. Okay. So it'd be nice if there was Light Life over here, but let's see. If I go to shop, let's see what happens. In the very beginning, this was one reason why we weren't sending anybody to become a, this is back. Oh, I wonder if I didn't click out of my mom's. Let's just see what happens. So if I want to shop, let me let it autofill. The cookies are too strong. I'm going back to my mom's. So if I say shop, well, I'll just click on one. Okay, so this is becoming a customer through purchase. Actually, let me let me go back and let's do this. Let's just do it as if she's buying a subscription. So
Okay.
let's say she wants the DNA and she already has the Healy. Let's just see
Right.
what it does. Okay, so here it's going to say I'm not in anybody's back office. And I'm going to go 01, 01, 01, 01. What is mine? 03 D4. Is that it? I'll just put 33. See if that lets me subscribe now. It's going to say that is the wrong. Okay, so I have that in my shopping cart. I do not have a Healy in my shopping cart. And when I proceed to checkout, unless it dips back into her back office, it's going to show where you would sign up to be a customer.
Oh,
I know, isn't this fun?
yeah.
So that might be something to think about too, Ron and Brad, if you've got all
Yeah.
of these people. So here, so if this ever shows up, this is not in anybody's back office. So
Huh.
look, nobody here, right? Now it is connected to my mom because my mom's sponsor is Eileen. So this is connected to my mom. So this person, if I signed up, I would put in my name, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I would like to become a Healy World member, or I have read and understand. Okay, so if you're a returning customer, yes, I would like to become a Healy World member and confirm that I have read. But that's not really how that, I think that should
No.
state, I think that should say customer.
Yeah. We don't want to check it as a member.
Mm-mm. Are you a returning customer? Okay, let's go here. A returning customer,
Oh.
log in. No, that's if you've already done it.
Mm-mm.
Interesting, huh?
I know.
I need to find out why that doesn't say
That would
customer.
probably charge him another $49.95.
Probably. I need to find out from Vanessa what because I'm just scrolling. Sorry, I'm probably not making anybody dizzy. Nope, I don't see any other place. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go back to here. This is that. So it's her back office. Let's go to
Right.
join us.
Become a customer or a member.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to go to checkout once it lets me. Still back to the same place. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's do this. I'm going to, let me clear the cookies. Does everybody know how to clear their cookies? I have a PC though. If you have a Mac, I don't know how to do it. But I'm just gonna go remove them. Done. And I do it again. Okay, done. So now I'm gonna go to World. See if it takes me there. And then remember. I may have to go into an incognito window if it doesn't allow. If Eileen shows up over here again. One more reason to never let your new people do their stuff on their own.
Right.
Okay. Well,
So Maria, have you created like manual forms that they fill out and then they just send all the information, credit card, all that stuff. You just key
Yeah.
in, or you just work with the mother on the phone?
Usually I am on the phone with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually designate time to be on the phone.
Got it.
So that join took me right to the shopping cart, which takes me to that place where it says become a Healy World member. This is Healy. Okay, so that's frustrating that you can't just become a customer and purchase here. If that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this after I get up this week. I'm going to actually create a dummy account and go in and fill something out and see what happens. And then I'll see also if there's you know, what happens along the way, and then I can share that next week.
Great.
Because that's going to be, we're going to have, I mean, I know we're going to have a new back office, so this might all be moot anyway, because things
Right.
might change. But it would be nice to know up until then, because we want to keep momentum going, you know, even if it's a trickle right now, we want to keep momentum going. So I think after today, after the inauguration, after everything the dust has settled on all of that, and people start feeling a little bit normal again, I think that people start looking ahead to the future. So anyway.
Fran, on
Sounds
the,
good.
I have the DNS watch bundle,
Okay.
and if I want to get the revitalization, what would I pick to get it?
So you have, what is your Healy? Do you have a gold? What do you have?
The resonance.
You have a resonance. So you would just go into your back office.
Mhm.
Let me go back down here. Okay, so I'm back in her shop. I'm just going to go to her shop again. Now it will hopefully stay there. I've cleared all the cookies though, so we'll see if it does it. I might have shot myself in the foot.
Hmm.
So any of the apps that you, or subscriptions that you decide to do,
Because I have the watch bundle, which has the Heal Advisor, what's it called?
the DNA, the digital nutrition.
Digital nutrition, and it also
Mhm.
has the Heal Advisor on it.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to see if this will let me come down, even though it's not fully loaded. So you want the revitalization? So
if I
you would just click it. You put that, yeah, you'd put that in your cart. I think
But which one? The 5148 one?
well, yeah, it's got my mom's
Yeah,
tax in here.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the
Mhm.
one. Okay.
48 plus whatever, you know, taxes. And then when it
Okay, so
loads
that
right
makes
here,
sense.
see, then you'll put in your Healy, serial number here.
Okay.
And it only says that because I still have that one in there. So, but you would put this in here and say subscribe now, and
Okay,
then
'cause
it'll
I
take you through that process.
I wasn't quite sure which one, if it was the module that I needed, which was this one, or if I needed to do the whole bundle again.
Well,
Just the,
you will at some point. When did you buy your bundle?
I bought it in August.
Okay, so you've already started recurring fees then. They've got your
Yeah.
credit card and you're getting charged. Okay,
Yeah.
then this is just adding to that.
My
And you'll
next,
just have,
they'll take it out in January 23rd for my next one.
okay, so if you wanted to have them kind of along the same time frame, then do that now. And if you want to wait and have one at the beginning of the month and one at the end of the month, then wait a week or week and a half or so and purchase this at the beginning of February. And then, you know, it'll take it out. Or if you want to have them close together, you can do that too.
Okay. And have you used the revitalization? Do you like it?
I have not delved into it yet enough to know if I like it, although I really like the screens. I like the pineal. I like that it has the epigenetic, like all the things that we've been talking about in the advanced workshop. It has a lot of that. I've not started using them yet. Frankly, I've been running and gunning. I've been at work till 9 almost every night. I told Steve, I'm like, we're like ships passing in the night. So it's been crazy, but I do plan on digging into it this week so that next Tuesday night, we can go over it a little bit in our Tuesday night Zoom.
And offhand, do you know how many PVs this one is?
This one is 25.
It
This
is-
one and the animal. So these two, the bioenergetic and the animal, they're both 25 PV. The animal, I think, is 42, and this one's 48, if I'm remembering correctly. Brad, what did you say?
It was Ron.
I'm sorry, Ron, what'd you say?
How many new programs?
What did we have on there? I sent them on last night's call to Gwen. Let me
10 or 12 or something like that.
count them really quick because it's her. I just texted it to her. And I can tell you right now. Okay, so there is tissue. There's tissue, stability, holistic support, pineal gland, youth, nerves, connective tissue, epigenetic harmonization. And then there's regeneration 1, 2, and 3. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Connective tissue. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 programs. And I have not run any of them yet. So I'll be doing that the rest of this week and kind of delving into it a little bit. I like that you can set up in there, kind of like in the Heal Advisor search with the watch, you can sort of set up, you can go in and search and choose categories, and then it'll bring up what you should run, and then you can add that in to your weekly, monthly, daily, whatever you want to do. I haven't gotten into your daily revitalization is reminders to do certain things. So if you want to start changing your lifestyle, like I want to drink, you know, 8 ounce glasses of water today. If I want to walk so many steps, if I want to do weight training or whatever, it will actually remind you it's time to do this, it's time to do that. So it's sort of like a Fitbit on your phone that's just allowing you, just reminding you to do stuff. And then the bioenergetic revitalization assistant, that's similar. It's actually the daily revitalization, I think, is how are you feeling, and then it helps you gauge and chart. And then the bioenergetic revitalization assistant is what I just said. It's you pick all of the lifestyle changes that you want to make. So I guess it would kind of be like Noom, you know, it's kind of like just little changes that just kind of encourage you to go, hey, stand up and go walking, hey, go get a drink. But then the programs are really the sell on that one.
So Maria, how long did it take for this to appear on your apps? Next day, or I mean, after you bought?
I think 3 days, and I
Okay.
had it. Mhm.
Okay.
It was really quick.
And you got a notice that you had an update to your apps, or how did they notify you?
You know, I got a thank you for your purchase, but I think the next time I went in, one day I went into my Pink app and you have an update,
Okay.
and then it was there. Yeah. So it was fast though. It was like 2 to
Okay.
3 days, something like that. I don't know where it's taking me now. So, okay. Is there anything else? We're coming up on 2 hours. So is there anything else that people need this week to keep them going? We'll just keep exploring.
Awesome.
You can always email us, and we'll try to get stuff answered through the week or have it on a call as well. So, but we'll just keep going through. It's nice to have people like Libby step on. She already left, but you know, that are new, because then it takes us back to, oh yeah, we probably should go over this again and review. So that's always really nice. So I'll have to thank her the next time I see her on here. So
Yeah.
anyway,
love
you're all
you.
wonderful. Have a great night, and then we'll plan on seeing you next Tuesday. Email us in the interim if you need anything.
Thanks so much, Maria.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
welcome. Love you all. Love you all. Have a great
Love
night.
you.
Stay
Goodbye.
warm. Stay
Goodbye
stay
from the
warm and
green room.
happy.
Yes.
What's that, Brad?
Goodbye from the green room.
From the green room.
My heart chakra.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. Okay. You
Thanks.
guys take care. This will be uploaded, probably not tonight, but I'll get it up tomorrow. So we'll talk to you soon.
Okey doke.
All right.
Night, night.
Bye-bye.